I'm Robyn Pollack. I am a workplace culture strategist and founder of Loutel. We sit where employment law meets workplace culture, and I'm here with Factorial to talk about DEI assessment and strategic planning. So DEI data is really important. If you don't have data, you don't know where you are. And if you don't know where you are, you can't get to where you're going. Collecting DEI data really sets that point A for organizations so that you can then create strategy. You can set point B and then create the strategy along the way. So it's really, really critical. Oftentimes companies will just say, hey, we're going to start with this. We're going to do training, or we're going to start with an employee resource group. It's not rooted or grounded in any information or any data. They haven't asked their employees. They haven't sort of taken the temperature of employee sentiment and experience. So they're kind of like just throwing something up and hoping that it's the right thing. DEI data is also important because not only does it give you the information, but it can help you uncover the root causes for the symptoms that you may be seeing in your culture. So if you don't know what's causing an issue, you may be creating a solution that is not really relevant or that's not going to solve that particular problem. So having that data set roots your strategy, gives you that point A, that place to start, can give you that current state so you can decide, okay, here's what we want to look like future state, and then you can create the right strategies along the way to solve the right problems. And it also uncovers areas of strength. So it's not all bad. It's not all just areas of opportunity. It can also show you what you're doing well, so you can build on that, and also show you where you need improvement. So it's really important to have a combination of both quantitative and qualitative data. So quantitative is going to give you the numbers-based information that you need, and then qualitative is going to give you the story behind the numbers. So having a combination of both is really, really important. And I think it's also important when you're looking at culture to understand the difference between a culture or a DEI assessment and an engagement survey. I know a lot of companies do engagement surveys, they do, best places to work and those kinds of things. And those are great for gathering certain kinds of information. When you're looking at designing DEI and culture strategy, though, those kinds of assessments may not be as informative. So you really want to look at, from a quantitative perspective, real cultural indices like trust, like belonging, like equity, like psychological safety, like communication, like growth mindset. So you're really getting a full picture of your enterprise culture. And again, when you're looking at a quantitative study, you're looking at a rating scale. So you're looking at, strongly disagree to strongly agree, so that you're getting that true Likert scale measure of numbers. And then what we like to do is to sort of bolster that quantitative information with qualitative. So we'll do focus groups, we'll do individual interviews, again, to really uncover what's behind the numbers. So if somebody on the survey, if it bears out that, trust with leadership is low, we want to understand why. And the best way to do that is to actually ask people, what is your sentiment? What's been your experience? Do you trust senior leadership? That way you're getting a better understanding of what's underneath the numbers. And then the other thing that these assessments and this data is able to do is to compare from diversity dimension what people's experiences are. So are you having different experiences by gender identity, by race, by LGBTQ status, by age? Whatever those dimensions are that you're looking to test, you can drill down to really understand the different experiences of different demographic or different constituencies at your company. So when you're creating a DEI strategy, again, remember, we're rooting in data, we're rooting in information. So you're able to take that information and actually create strategies that are going to move the needle. Every data collection provides an opportunity to create KPIs, key performance indicators, metrics, benchmarks, so that you can actually measure success. And that's how strategy is built. Looking at your data, looking at your areas of strength, areas of opportunity, you can can prioritize from short term to long term around what is it that you want to do over the next, year to 3 years to 5 years, let's say. Not that many people do 5-year plans anymore because our world is constantly changing and it's so volatile, but 1 to 3 years. What are the levers you want to move? What are the short-term goals? What are the long-term goals? How are we setting those KPIs to measure success? And from that, you look at what are the overarching strategies and what are the specific actions that are going to work at your company, because every company culture is different, and based on time, money, resources, bandwidth, what you're able to do at one company can be very different than what another company is able to do. So really thinking about meeting your organization where it is based on all of those factors and creating things that are actually implementable, that roll up, to the strategy, and then that is rooted in the data. So it's a process of strategic planning, just like companies do strategic planning for their overarching strategic plans, for company strategic plans. It's the same thing when you're looking at DEI. And it's also important to make sure that that DEI strategic plan does connect to your overarching organizational strategic plan. It doesn't sit apart. It supports your talent performance and your enterprise performance. So looking at what your company wants to do over the next 3 to 5 years, how does this cultural piece support that, get underneath that, help that strategy be successful too?